This video is going to be about 3 statistically proven ways to increase your income as an online coach. All right, this is not my personal guesses or hypothesis. This is literally, there's studies on this, multiple studies that I've done on each of these 3 things that are just proven, hey, if someone has this characteristic or they do this thing, they, on average, increase their income. So this is just going to be me documenting exactly what I found in these studies, and also just sharing what I've done in my personal journey, because I've done each of these 3 things and they've had a profound impact on it as far as like how much money I make and take home. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Jack Bly. Doing these things has definitely helped me go from literally ground zero in my business to building a business over 100K a month. And so let's break these down. So first one, this one's not directly in your control, but these other 2 will be, absolutely. First one is responsibility. So this is, for example, there's studies on this. If you get married, if you have kids, each of these things will, on average, you will make more money, just period. All right. So there's multiple studies on this. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because, again, obviously, like, some of you watching are not in control. You might already be married. You might not even be in a relationship, so you're not going to like get married tomorrow. They're not things that are completely in your control to an extent. So I'm not going to focus too much time on this. But basically, the premise here is when you have more responsibility, this could also be in the form of living in a more expensive place or having employees, for example. When you just have more responsibility, you will have more drive to increase your income just because you have to. You don't have a choice. All right, when you have to provide, you tend to provide. It's just how humans work. All right, when there's like, it's just like kind of your bare minimum standards. If you need, $5K to pay bills, you're going to, like, on average, you're going to tend to make at least $5K period because you just have to. If you need 10K, same thing. If you need 20K, it's just what happens. It's just how it works. It's your standards, and your standards drive your behaviors. All right, so that's number 1 is responsibility. All right, number 2, this one's more tactical, is comparison group. All right, who do you compare yourself to? So this one, some people might hear this and initially think, well, comparison, isn't that like bad? Like, shouldn't I just like compete with myself and try and grow yourself? Like, and that is true to an extent, but like, you got to be real with yourself and honest of like, you are human, and you just like subconsciously you will compare yourself to other people. That is just how it works. You can't be like, at least I haven't figured out how to be like a complete monk and not do this at all. So like, this is, for example, in terms of your business and your growth, are you comparing yourself just to like old high school or college friends? Are you comparing yourself to other people in business who maybe you follow online or you've been acquainted with, you're friends with now? Who are you comparing yourself to? All right, so especially when I was getting started, I would follow people online. I would see them making, what I thought was huge amounts of money at the time. He's making 7 figures a year. He's making 8 figures a year. Crazy. And I would try to compare myself to that person of like, okay, he's doing XYZ behaviors. This is his beliefs. This is his actions. Let me try to learn from him. Let me try to model off that and compare myself to him. All right, and not like compare myself in a weird way. It's just like, it's the people that you allow into your life, that inputs you allow into your life. So very tactical things you can do here would be simple things as far as like, watching YouTube videos. All right, so just like what you're doing right now. Could also be podcasts. Podcasts is great. When I try and listen to podcasts, usually when I'm in the gym, when I'm working out, or if I'm driving somewhere, I try and make that my default, listen to YouTube videos or podcasts. This could also just be who you follow online. All right, so these are some of the easiest ways that you can do this. This could also be joining coaching programs or mentorships or courses or communities or things like that, where there's other people who are further along in the game than you. Or again, it's just increasing your comparison group. And all this does, like, this is just like, it creates deprivation. It's almost the same thing as responsibility, but in another light. Of just like, if everyone that you know, or everyone that you compare yourself to, is making, let's say, for example, just 50K a month, and you're currently making 5K a month, there's a big gap right there. And so naturally, as a human, like, think of like this, even in the old days, as like when we used to roam the earth in tribes. All right, you would usually have to assimilate to your tribe in terms of certain beliefs, patterns, actions you take, characteristics. You just have to assimilate. If you didn't, there's a higher likelihood that you would be kicked out of your tribe, and that would mean death. All right, so this is just naturally like human psychology, the way that we're wired, is we want to assimilate to our tribe. All right, so if everyone in your tribe is making 50K a month, you're only at 5K a month, naturally there's this massive drive to get to 50K a month where everyone is at, so you can assimilate. All right, so that's like what's going on a deep psychological level with the comparison groups. So take advantage of this, like do the tactical things here, at least watch videos, podcasts, put this in your ear constantly so you compare yourself to, and that becomes your comparison group, is these people at a higher level than you, than where you're at. All right, that will only serve you. Last one here, number 3. This one's pretty straightforward, but a lot of people like don't even think about this, but it's education. All All right, so this can be in the traditional sense of education, like going to college or going to trade school, for example, that on average will tend to make you more money. In business, obviously, if you're a business owner, like that's not going to make much of an impact at all. Just going and get like a college business degree usually doesn't do much. This is more going to be like investing in courses, mentors, masterminds, etc. Like every single friend that I know who's making 7 or 8 figures, like they invest heavily into this stuff, heavily. Because like this one's the most straightforward. It's cause and effect. When you invest more in your education, you have more skills, you have more knowledge, you just have more to make more money from. Like it's cause and effect. It's very simple. Or if you don't have the skill set of a doctor, you can't be a doctor. Or if you have the skill set of a doctor, you go through the schooling, education, all that stuff, the training, you can be a doctor and you can earn doctor money. Same thing in business. Like it's very straightforward. If you have the skills of copywriting, of sales, of running ads, of all these things, you'll make more money than someone who doesn't. It's cause and effect. It's very, very simple. And so this one's straightforward. I've invested a lot of money in my education, probably, I don't know exact figures, like 150, 160K at this time, probably something like that. And it's paid massive dividends for me. And that is the case with every single person I know who's making a large amount of money in business is education. They invest heavily into their education. All right, so those are the three things that are statistically proven to increase your income as an online coach. So responsibility, number 1, comparison group, number 2, and then education, number 3. If you're an online coach and you want one-on-one help to actually scale your coaching business, go from where you're at right now to adding 10, 20, 30K a month, then go ahead and click the link below. I have a video that breaks down working in one-on-one, what that actually looks like, what that entails, the pricing, that everything A to Z. So click that link below if you are interested. It's in the description. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.